Hey girl, simply crank up your Hadron Collider, the light wheel you have in your heart. Crank up the light in your neurotransmitters and be surprised how much data you can spin through that heart that you become aware of. Using both hemispheres of your mammal brain, the neocortical and the limbic. We don't live in fear, which is a reptile brain, right? I wrote a bunch of stuff down when things come to me, and for me to repeat it word for word is impossible. It doesn't happen that way with me. You know, I'm not a Xerox machine, okay? So I wrote something that would just sort of flows the way poetry does. You know, it just comes right out. And because I wanted to do the last video this morning, and what I wanted to cover had to do with the way I described the accelerator, the Hadron Collider. I thought the higher the speed, the higher the perception of your consciousness, which is a speedometer. And then I got into thinking, yeah, when I was a kid, I used to love to go fast. My dad took me up in an F9 Grumman Panther jet, sitting between his legs, you know, with a stick right in front of me, you know, and you love to go fast, you know. So I love to experience the universe just going as fast as you possibly can. That's your tachometer, okay? We used to have tachometers on muscle cars we used to build back in the 1960s, where you could shift gears without a clutch using a tach. That's how we shift gears through different dimensions. Okay, it's by the speed that we go. So we love to experience everything there is to experience, okay, because we know that those experiences are infinite. So it's like when you know that you're on a very short, limited timeline, which means limited data, okay? So you know you're running on limited data, even though you run on infinite data, which is infinite light, but you're in lower consciousness density down here, man. Remember when I mentioned it's like being the size of a pinhead? Man, we're not running on much data around here. I want to run on all of Gaia's data, which is like a data transfer between her and me. Let's do a data transfer, okay? Know what I'm saying? So imagine you can do a data transfer between Eve, her mother, and Gaia and you. Now imagine you can do a data transfer between all the gods and goddesses that exist within a university campus system, which is one galaxy. Add that up, one galaxy after another. How many experiences is that? You got a number on that? We don't have to think about it. It's the experiences that are moving so fast. You're not even aware of where you just came from. You went through one right after another at a speed that is blistering pace. You're not even thinking about it. Things actually move that fast. The speed at which you have a thought, the speed at which you have an experience, the speed at which that frame rate, which is essentially immediate manifestation. Okay, so it's like a drill motor, spinning so fucking fast. Okay, that it's just like, man, you're drilling hole after hole after hole. It's spinning like fucking crazy, right? So one of the times I had a girl that made a comment at me when I was explaining how light works. I'm just sharing data, girl. That's it. What you choose to do with that data is up to you. Okay, I'm simply sharing data. So she comes back and thinks, oh, you think you're superior. It's like, oh, man. Now, do I want to give this girl any energy or not? Just walk away from it. Just leave it alone. You know? They're just not spinning the same rate of data. And that's okay. If you want to spin lower amounts of data, that's your free will to do that. Okay? But I can assure you, there are ways in which you can spin a lot more data and be aware of far more stuff and experience more of the universe that is in that light if you want. But that's got to be up to you. That ain't up to me. But I can show you how to do it if you want to learn. But you didn't seem to want to learn what it was I was putting up there because I'm simply sharing what it is I've learned with you. So now I get accused of having an ego, thinking I'm superior. Is running more data means I run an ego? No, it means I'm sharing more energy. That's what it means to be inverted. That's what service to self is. That's what an ego is. That's why to get a passing grade in a training simulator, her classroom, okay, which also subs as a healing center, obviously, for those that have suffered enormous amount of fire fighting these spiritual wars between the dead and the living. They go the other way, we go the other way. It's like, hey, man, you're going in the wrong direction. They're losing light. We're gaining light speed. What the hell's the matter? Hell, hand them attack. Show them how fast they can go. See if they can shift gears without a clutch. That's like having a self-tuning accelerator within you. Yeah, you do. That is the advantage of being in an avatar and being analog. You can measure everything. It's like you got a yardstick in your back pocket. And you're able to measure the energy environment that you're in. So that's why I knew as a child, man, this is a distorted energy field. What the fuck happened? I must have got sucked down a drain pipe. That's exactly what it's like. Patty shared in all her videos the 55 harmonic. That's like a vice. Blow through this. Open up all the circuits. Let all the light in. Let the juice really rise up. Light that furnace up. Increase that magnetic shield. Right? That's your protection. I realized in the last couple of days I've been, again, we measure everything by experience. So I've had a lot less demonic attacks. In Reno, Nevada, there's a lot of demons here. Okay? I noticed that as soon as I got here the first time I came here. When was that? Well, hell, I've come here a few different times at different decades. But the first time I came in here was like 2013, I think it was. Yeah. No, wait, late 2012. It was late 2012. Fall of 2012. That's right, fall of 2012. Man, it was an immediate battery drain just coming in here. So you know your energy's getting sucked right down. So you got to bounce right back. Go right directly into your heart, spin it right up again. Get that light wheel going. So that's the advantage of being able to read wherever you're at in the cosmos, is the measuring the energy of the environment that you're in and restoring the light wherever we go. That's like being the first responder in the cosmos, isn't it? So when you think of a tachyon drive, then you can begin to understand what an ion drive is, what a pulse drive is, what a singularity drive is, which is speed, the speed of the transmission, which is the speed of the experience. You're transmitting data. That's what it is, because we can quantify and make a qualitative data analysis of the energy and the information that was being communicated to us, and we communicate back. So, for example, when there was a ship that came over my head a couple weeks ago, as I was walking out of that Target store, I had a psychic transmission come into me and said, look straight up. As soon as I did, there it was. So immediately we identify ourselves, which is to open our heart fully open. Spread as much love and light as you can to them. Let them know who you are as an ambassador. Okay? I'm an Indian, native to this realm. We love our goddess. Okay? Spreading all the light. Thank you for being here. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you from my heart for being here. Because I know why they're here. That's why you in the UK just hang on. I saw a map the other day where they said that the UK was still under lockdown, and Miles Johnson was saying it's getting bad here and all this, and it's like, Miles, don't worry about it. Everything's going to be just fine. We will get to you. Okay? As Patty once said, this isn't going to happen overnight. Okay? This is like a major purge. I happen to know this because I know what the truth is. Certain decisions were made. We're ending this shit once and for all. Okay? We're done playing games. As Patty said, God took the gloves off. Well, there's a lot of other folks at very high levels in the cosmos that took the gloves off. Okay? I knew that a couple years ago when I got that communication. Okay? So that's why I don't worry about nothing. But that's not easy for so many people as a result of so much resistance that they're holding on to as a result of all the lower density consciousness experiences that they have experienced from rule-driven functions in a computer. Because that's what it is. One computer and another computer that have an argument. Okay? Can they come to some sort of peace and agreement with each other? Because we're talking about data transfer between two computers. So if you're running on infinite light, which is infinite data, and you got another computer that's got an enormous amount of resistance because it's running a program that's going in reverse, and we're going high speed, okay, then how do we transfer all of our light into that thing? Okay, so they can be aware of more data, infinite light, in living spirit. So you can experience the beauty, if you will. Some of the times I used to think about this. We don't let those that want to destroy what love created into our most beautiful art galleries. Okay, we just don't. So there's a natural fail-safe way in which that occurs. There is a natural cosmic order in place. So when you're able to experience that and ways in which you learn through that, you begin to realize how beautiful that actually is. That the cosmos really is intelligent. It knows how to take care of itself. So, I'll leave you all that to think about for the day. It's, everything that I try and share on here is for the benefit of everybody. When you come in here and you realize what you run on and you realize what everybody else is running on, it's like, why can't people experience being in a state of love and joy and having a ball down here? This is one of the most beautiful biospheres I've ever been in. This place is gorgeous. I could hang out at Yosemite and live there my whole life. Even though I don't prefer the sun, the snow, particularly when you get older and you got osteoporosis like I do as a result of medication that I believed I could trust, would eliminate a certain amount of pain that I was experiencing as a result of injuries I've had in my spine. Right? So again, this is, when you already know what is already available to you, that you're being denied, like hooking yourself up to another computer and being able to self-repair, which essentially means put the third pole back in place, okay, and let's fix this thing like right now, right? So I've been doing my best to do that. Even though I put job one, first, which means I get prompted to go to certain places, do certain things, and I realize when coming in here, at the age at which I did, which was when I said to myself, I really don't want to do this, okay? I don't want to have to experience all this, but it doesn't matter. Restoring the light is too important. So that means you have to be willing to suffer, just like Patty did. Patty goes through an enormous amount of pain, okay? And she's the commander of the Earth Defense Forces, okay? Because you're in lower creation. So as a result of what they did here, okay, you have to be willing to experience what they did here. And I experience that every day in this body, in the physical body. So my spirit has to contend with this. Everything that they did here was to beat your spirit down, suck all your energy out, strip your soul, use it as food. Okay? So when you're realizing you're really waging a war against the data that they use to experience who they are and the data that they acquire from us, and use it against us to win wars against the light. Okay? So they can't win against the light, which is what love is, because we're the ones that created the cosmos that everybody lives in. That's as simple as it gets. So love has to win. And if you don't believe in your heart that love is the most powerful energy in which the entire cosmos was created, then you're living in a lie. And I know that. Because I don't live in fear of what love is. I am what love is. And when you know that and you are that, because that's what you vibrate, then you can understand how it is that we perceive the universe at such a higher rate of speed and why we're able to process more data through the heart, which is the light wheel. That's why it's so important for me and why I spend as much time as I can with children, because children are the future. And when children are learning, okay, through the light, how powerful love is, that magic that they experience is being means tested. Okay? And that data, which represents that experience, is in their cellular memories. That gets passed on in their DNA when they choose to recreate life if you're a girl. And if you're a male, then that information, which is represented by the data that is in your seed, then the two of you can produce a beautiful child that represents the future for those children. So put that into the hopper using the exponential function in lower creation to eliminate Star Wars. How long is that going to take? That's a math equation. Anyway, y'all have a great day. Bye now.